Kung Fu Panda is the next DreamWorks movie I'm going to be looking at. It took me a while to do this review. Well, not for you guys, but for me to actually get to work, because I don't know what to say about this movie. It's good. I think everyone agrees on that. But, hey, let's see what I can find to say on this amazing movie. First of all, it starts out with 2D animation, which, looking at, I kind of wish the whole movie was like this. Now, the animation in the movie is pretty good, but, I mean, it would be really cool to see that this stylized throughout the whole movie. And it really gives you a good pace to begin the movie, obviously. It's great tone setting. It's actually a dream sequence, if you couldn't tell by the fact it has a different animation style. And it's great. I love it. So you haven't seen this movie before, if you're one of those people. But if you haven't seen this movie, go watch it. Don't watch my review. Watch this movie. It's going to be better for you anyway. But it's about a panda named Po, and he's fat. I'm not joking. That's one of his characteristics. He likes to eat, and he's fat. But he likes Kung Fu, but he's forced to make noodles. Not really forced, but he wants to see Kung Fu in action. And that's one of his main goals. Also, ninja stars are not Chinese, but hey, everything else in the movie is pretty accurate. Also, he has a dad who works in the noodle shop, where, yeah, that's his dad. They look exactly alike. Now, I'm not sure if they planned this, but obviously this is for a subplot in the next movie, that he's obviously adopted. But it is weird that they kind of leave it open in the air in the first movie without any questions about it. Yeah. So, one of the main conflicts are these two masters. Master Oogway is a turtle, and Master Shifu, who is a red panda. Not confused with a regular panda. I know it's kind of confusing, but they're two different animals. And basically, they have two different forms of ideals, which are based off the Fuchsism and Taoism, I believe. There's a better video that talks about that, but they represent those philosophies pretty accurately, which is pretty cool. But the main conflict is that this guy, Tai Lung, is coming back, or he's going to come back, maybe. And they decided to select the Dragon Warrior, because maybe that will stop it.
It's worthy to be trusted with the secret to limitless power, to become the Dragon Warrior. I don't know.
So a little show's put on to showcase who will be chosen for the next Dragon Warrior. And Po wants to go in, but he's locked out the gate because he got up the stairs too slow because he's fat. And yeah, one of the Furious 5 members, who are the warriors of the area, like I said, if you don't know this movie, I don't know why, watch the movie, not my review, are probably going to be chosen to be one. And they're all voiced by celebrities, which is kind of weird, but at the same time, hey, it's DreamWorks for you. A lot of them have like 2 lines, like Jackie Chan's monkey. Like, what was the point of casting him? But yeah, they're pretty neat. So Po actually gets in the ceremony, but he's actually selected as the Dragon Warrior, to everyone's dismay. Everyone is confused and baffled by it, even Po himself a little bit. This pisses off Master Shifu, who tries to kill Po, or threatens to kill him, because as we know, it's revealed this technique kills people, but he's just doing it on him. It's like, Po didn't do anything to you, asshole! Po fails, he decides it's a good idea to eat some peaches, because he eats when he's upset. But he decides to stay a bit, because Master Oogway gives him some advice that sticks with everybody to the day they die.
Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.
Oh yeah, you remember that Tai Lung guy? Well, one stray feather that lands there because they sent a message to keep to double the guards and double everything. Well, that was a mistake, because the one little stray feather came off, and he uses it to break free, and it's probably one of the best sequences in the movie, which is saying a lot. There's a lot of great sequences, because the action in this movie is spectacular. He quite literally throws this guy up in the air, defeats everyone behind him, then throws him back again. Like, oh my goodness. So, this is our introduction to the villain. He says nothing throughout this entire introduction. He just beats the shit out of people. Like, a lot of people, just to showcase how much of a threat he is. And it's really well done. This is a great villain, if you couldn't tell. Oh, in case you're wondering why Tai Lung is so pissy, well, he used to be basically Shifu's adopted son, and then he was rejected to being the Dragon Warrior because I guess he was too power hungry, and then he sent him away after he decided to attack the village because he was not considered worthy. So yeah, he's pretty much pissed off at the whole world for denying him his right as the Dragon Warrior. I bet he's even more pissed off the fact that a fat panda got it instead of him. I also gotta point out that Tigress here is voiced by Angelina Jolie, and why that's notable is she was already in a DreamWorks movie. Most notably, Shark Tale as the awful character Angie.
Deep down, I'm really superficial.
Did I say Angie? I meant to say Lola. The characters mesh together in my mind. So after Shifu and Oogway have a debate over what methods are right to teach, Ogi decides to fuck this shit. I'm gonna go to the afterlife. I guess it's just his time. He is really, really old in the comic book Panda lore, so I guess it makes sense. So Shifu finally teaches Po how to use kung fu, well, through the use of food. And it turns out he's pretty good at kung fu when food's involved, and yeah, that's how he becomes a dragon warrior, which is pretty neat. And Po finally gets his sacred dumpling, but he then realizes that he is...
I'm not hungry.
That's when the Fierce Five decide to take on Tai Lung, who's about to enter the village for this rope bridge, which is another great sequence of the movie. Pretty much as there's an action sequence in Kung Fu Panda, let's just say it's a 10 out of 10. And this scene, where they fight on top of the rope bridge that's being held by the characters and whooshing around it, is really amazing. And I also have to mention that the Furious Five here are based off 5 different fighting styles of Kung Fu, which of course are named after different animals. Except for one style, the 6th style, known as Dragon Style, which is actually the style that Po uses. You can see, it's all full circle. Also, Tai Lung does a meme, which I don't really think is that funny, but everyone else seems to think it's great.
Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Well, yeah, just to showcase that Tai Lung is really hard to beat, because they thought they beat him, but he comes back and then defeats them instead. This guy is way overpowered, holy shit. So it's time for Po to see the Dragon Scroll, so he can learn the secrets of being a Dragon Warrior to stop Tai Lung. But it's
blank. What? Here, look. No, I am forbidden to look upon.
So since no one can stop Tai Lung, everyone leaves the village because they know if they stay there, he's gonna kill them all because, I mean, you see him in action, so it makes sense. So Po's all sad 'cause he feel like he failed, but then his dad, not his real dad, but his adopted dad, gives him some advice about his secret noodle ingredient recipe. And the secret is that there is no secret. And that's when he realizes that there is no secret being a Dragon Warrior. It makes better sense in the movie than it does when I'm talking about it. We get another great fight scene between Shifu and Tai Lung, which is great. They have a great relationship. I mean, not really great. It's a bad relationship, but they have a lot of history, and we don't see it all. They deliver it very well. Also, it changes day and night very quickly because pretty much the next scene, which happens directly after that, Po fights Tai Lung, but Po's fighting style is very unorthodox, and it messes with Tai Lung very much. It's actually kind of funny, actually. A lot of his usual attacks just don't work on his blubber, if that makes any sense. But even still, he still is able to defeat Po at first and get the Dragon Scroll, but he's very disappointed when he realizes it's empty.
Fine. It's nothing.
Oh, it's okay. I didn't get it the first time either.
What?
There is no secret ingredient. It's just you.
Also, Po kills Tai Lung here. Po is a killer, basically. Not that it matters, because I think Tai Lung would get a death sentence if this is real life. If he wasn't just a white leopard, something like that? So, yeah. It's confirmed that doing this sends him to the spirit realm, which is basically the afterlife in the Kung Fu Panda universe. So, yeah, he's dead. Bye-bye. And yeah, they end with meditation at the end of the movie, and that's Kung Fu Panda. A movie that did really well. The last couple of movies just had a very, did a good at the box office, but they didn't do amazing. Some of them did amazing. Shrek the Third made a shit ton of money. But no, this one was critically and commercially successful, which made it so they were able to do more of these. This movie was originally going to be a more bland B-movie style movie, but then the people decided, hey, let's make an actual good movie this time, and they went to China to study some culture and stuff, and they made a really, really, really good movie. It got a TV show, it got 2 sequels, with a 3rd one coming next year, and it got a bunch of shorts, I think there's books, I don't really know. And there's 2 weird direct-to-streaming shows that are very weird. The Nickelodeon one is the only good one, from what I know. Kung Fu Panda is my 3rd film to get the perfect 10 out of 10 or 5 out of 5 stars, if you will. And I don't really have much to complain about. I think others have talked about it better than me. Like I said, I feel like I'm not really adding much to this. I remember wanting to see this as a kid, my expectations actually was, I thought, this looks cool, and then I went to see it, like, oh my god, I didn't expect it to be that good. And yeah, I've been, I think, a fan ever since. Not a big fan. I think I much like this film more now than I did when I was a kid. But at the same time, this movie was great. I really liked it. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Why are you watching my review? As you can see, Kung Fu Panda ranks pretty high among the DreamWorks movie, being, like I said, the 3rd one ranked. now, which is pretty crazy out of all the movies. And I think we'll be excited to see more Kung Panda movies. And when you look at that, after a couple of crappy villains in the last couple of movies, we finally got a villain that actually matches the fairy godmother in S tier. Tai Lung, other than his voice actor not really giving that great of a performance, I think that's a little weak. Like, he's either trying to be funny or serious, and they don't really clash very well. His actions and presence in the storyline is what gives him S tier, obviously. He's just a really unstoppable force. They make his magnitude of the character like really impactful. Like, you feel how strong and dangerous this character is, more so than any character in pretty much anything ever, really. And it's great. I just think the voice acting could be a little better. The guy could have done a better job. But other than that, great, and I love it. Alright, next time we're going to be looking at Madagascar, Escape to Africa. See you then.